We are a quarter of the way through 2025 already, and that means it's time for another EDC update. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Talon, and I make new videos every single week. I still can't believe that we're already going into April now. I got to give you guys an update on my EDC for March. I've been doing these videos once a month, as close to the beginning of a new month as possible. So if you have any recommendations or you want me to test something out, let me know in the comments down below. And for this EDC update, I kind of dipped into some old gear because I'm still waiting on some new stuff to come in, but going into the month of April now, I have some new items and some of them I think I'm really gonna like. So you guys will see that in the next one. But for now, I dove into some old gear that you may or may not have seen before. So let's just get right into it. Starting with the phone, as always, iPhone. This is a 15 Pro, same as always. I'm probably not gonna upgrade that. But the reason I'm showing you this is because I have it in a Peak Design case, and for my wallet this month, I've been using a Peak Design wallet found right here on the back of the phone. I've had this thing for a while and I just found it in my old EDC drawer. So it acts as a little bit of a kickstand, which is cool. And then it holds a few cards. If you just pull this magnetic flap here, you can pull stuff up and out. Right now I have 2 different IDs and 3 different cards, debit card and credit card, stuff like that. This thing is pretty slim, so I'm actually not able to fit my Tacoma key card in here like I've been showing you guys in the past 2 updates, but I do like it. I can pull it off, mount my phone to any kind of phone mount in one of my vehicles, slap this back on, so when I walk out the door, phone and wallet is all in one package, and I dig it. Any kind of MagSafe wallet, I'm kind of into this stuff. This is really the only one that I own, but I've seen a few others out there from Leatherworkers and things like that. So maybe I will try one of these again in the future. I really like it for the kickstand aspect because I can set it up and scroll through emails or Instagram, whatever, while I'm eating. If I'm cruising on my phone at night, it obviously takes the place of a pop socket. So I just kind of hold my fingers behind it like that and I can scroll around. Death scrolling on a phone. I'm trying to stop doing that as much as possible. So that's phone, wallet, but now let's talk about keys. Keys are the same. I'm actually currently sitting on the back of my GR Corolla. I've been posting some videos about that. So keys on a Trayvax carabiner. I have these on all of my keys, and I really don't think anything's gonna change that because it is multifunction. It's got a little flathead or a pry bar and a Phillips head on there, dual gated, so you can pop these off and move your keys around if you only have one. That's probably not gonna change, I'm not gonna lie. And now as I was diving into my gear, I was looking for a flashlight, one that I am not as familiar with, and I pulled this one out. This one you guys may have seen in an EDC update sometime in the past. I forget when. It's not a very old light, and I may have mentioned it in passing at some point, but this is the one right here that I've been carrying. This is the Wuben X3, and it has a very interesting form factor. Similar to last month, these kind of square, kind of bulky pocket lights, but this one is very slim. It's got the dual LED lens on top there, and it's got some cool features. I can actually rotate the lenses 180 degrees, and now it's like a forward-facing light. When it's in my pocket, I typically have the lenses facing up, and then on the activation side of things, right here is a button. So if I press that, it will go into the last mode that it was in. So right here is the mid mode. This is 50 lumens. If I press and hold for a second, now it is in the high mode, which is 150 lumens. It also has your level on the screen as well as a battery indicator. And then if I press and hold it one more time, it is in a low mode, which is 1 lumen, good enough for walking around at night. Now from any position, whether on or off, if I double tap, it will actually go into a turbo mode, which is 700 lumens. This thing is pretty dang bright for such a tiny little light. And then it also has a strobe mode. If you triple tap it, it will go into a mode like that, and I don't want to induce any seizures, so that is this light. The pocket clip on here could be a little bit deeper. You do have maybe ½ an inch that will stick out of your pocket, but the good thing about this light, especially because of the swivel head on here, oh, I should also mention This is magnetic, so if you're like working on something at night, maybe underneath a hood, if your hood is made out of steel, you could prop it up and use it like that. I really like this thing for the clear design on it. You can kind of see some of the internals in there. It reminds me of the old Game Boys that came with like kind of translucent cases. And you will notice right here, some of you guys might know what that is. It's actually a wireless charger. This thing actually comes with a USB-C rechargeable case, and if this battery ever gets low, all I have to do is pop it in here and it will automatically start charging. Now, I believe if I rotate the head of this forward and turn it on, it can kind of also act as like a lantern, which is a pretty cool touch. I don't like walk around with this charger in my pocket, but maybe if you're camping, or maybe even if you just like have this sitting on your nightstand, that would actually be a pretty cool feature. So there's also an access hole on the top, so you can turn that off and you can go through the modes. I actually haven't been using it for that feature. I've just been using it to charge it, but maybe I should actually consider doing that. Also, the pocket clip, if I have my hat on forward, this gets rid of some of the complaints that I've had about the one from last month. I can have this thing facing forward and have the light on like that. Or I guess if I have the light on the top portion, or I should say the clip on the top portion, I could actually swivel this downward and have like light right underneath me. So kind of cool. I do wish that this was not as thick. I wish they made like a single version of it. So imagine just like that, just like a little kind of square, almost like the size of a AAA or AA battery. I think that would be cool, but this thing is really lightweight. The battery has been lasting a long time, and this one is gonna be in my pocket for a little bit. I actually don't have a replacement light for next month, so I may test this thing out a little bit more, because this month's EDC was cut short because I messed up on the last one. If you haven't caught that video, I'll leave a link for it right up here in the corner. Now, let's move on to a few other things that I wanted to include for this time. Now, these are basically always with me, and I rarely include them in an EDC video, but I've gotten a lot of questions about these over the years. I've got a lot of pairs of them. They are, of course, my sunglasses. Who makes them? Where can you buy them? All kinds of questions like that. So these right here are the levels from a company known as William Painter. I've been wearing these glasses for a long time now, probably like 7 years or so. And I'm not one for like higher end expensive glasses. The only one that really comes to mind is Oakley, and I don't even think Oakley is at like the top of that game anymore. But these are not cheap glasses. You can buy them on Amazon and the price fluctuates here and there, but they are polarized. They have a titanium frame on them. And like I said, I have a lot of these glasses. I probably wore a pair for about 5 years. And then when we were up in Alaska in the summer, I actually dropped them off of my head and they landed on a rock and I cracked the frame, which is my own fault. But they last a very long time. They are super well built. You can adjust them by kind of like bending on the arms here. And yeah, just wanted to throw that in because people ask me all the time. These are the William Painter levels. Love these glasses. I'm really particular about sunglasses too. People have sent me some in the past and I try them on, but with the shape of my head and face and everything, this is just what I like. Next up is my knife, and I completely forgot about this one because of how it is like riding on my body right now. Quick shout out to the pants that I'm wearing. These are from Off the Grid. I wear Off the Grid pants pretty much all the time because of how they fit me. I think they just fit my body really well. They're good for when you're outside, when you're driving in vehicles. They have very like specific features for like being outdoors. And I've done a video on them in the past. Maybe I need to bring you guys a new one soon. But they do have a 45-degree pocket on the back here. So not your back pocket, but it's almost like what you would put an AR mag in if you were carrying something like that around. In that pocket, I've been carrying a fixed blade, a new fixed blade, but it may look kind of similar to you guys out there. This is a new one coming from Ryan at Two Feathers Productions, and it's kind of similar to like a mini workhorse or a mini tack horse, but it's got a like sheep's foot kind of blade on here. He's been trying out a new finish, so as you can tell, this blade kind of has like a shiny black finish to it, and I've been using the crap out of this thing. I actually really like the black finish because you can kind of see some of the wear on there, like where the bevel comes up to the flat part of the grind here. There is some crowning down this tip here, and there's a little bit of a belly to the blade too. I believe this is either a 1095 or a 5160 steel, basically one of those two steels that Ryan makes a lot of his blades out of. He's got really nice kind of contoured G10 handles on here in this really light gray color with one little scallop in the middle. I'm so used to carrying around these fixed blades that when I have them in combination with these pants, I forget that it's even on me half the time. The sheath is all Kydex with an ulti clip on there, so if you guys are familiar with the blades that I've talked about in the past, this does not look much different to you. And this thing is great. I believe Ryan made a few of these and he's been kind of releasing them slowly in batches, so if you stay tuned with his stuff on the Two Feathers Instagram or over on his website, maybe you can get in on one of these drops. I don't even know if he has a name for this. This is not a collab blade. This is just one that he came up with and he happened to make for me. So shout out to Ryan for making me this blade. This thing has been great, and it's really hard to beat a fixed blade. I think I'm gonna have to go to a folder soon because it's gonna be like short weather. Off the Grid makes shorts too though, so they have that same pocket. You could really carry a fixed blade year round as long as you got the right pants or shorts. So yeah, that is a blade. Now, last but not least, we're gonna get into this, and hopefully this video doesn't get demonetized. I haven't talked about this stuff in a while, and people are upset that I don't, but there's reasons why. Maybe I'll make a video re-explaining myself about why I don't really talk about this stuff, but I swear if this gets demonetized, I'm never doing this again. Riding up front, I still am rocking a Travax belt. This is the Psy version of the cinch belt, but in my waistband is this guy right here. Let's do this extra safe so people don't have anything to complain about. This right here is the TS43X. It's built on a Glock 43X platform, and this is my go-to, and this one rarely ever changes. The only thing I would change to is the TS19, which we also did an even smaller release of. We did a run of 100 of these and they sold out in like 2 weeks, and then the 19, we did even less of those. So if you have one, that's awesome. Appreciate the support, and these are not coming back ever. So just so you guys know. This thing has an Apex trigger. It has dual stippling on it, so a little bit softer on the sides and more aggressive in the front and rear. There's a lot of reasons why I prefer that, and I've talked about it a bunch. On top, I have a Holosun 507K red dot optic on there, and I replace the batteries generally like every 2 years. I try to actually keep this thing off when it's not on me. That'll preserve the battery just a little bit longer, but yeah, that is the go-to. I also replaced my magazine release on here with a metal one because I am running some Shield Arms mags, 15 round mags in here, so 15 in one, you get 16 capacity. And then also with my holster, this holster right here is made by my buddy Mike, LLOD.us. You can find holsters over there. I actually have a discount code for these too if you want to save some money. So this is like a sidecar kind of holster. It's got a little bump on the outside to put pressure on your belt to reduce printing. And I love the single clip design because when this thing is riding right up front, appendix style, I can kind of like shift it around, and I don't want it to be super rigid. I want it to kind of move with my body. So that's the reason I chose these holsters. And then for ammo, been running this for a very long time. Federal HSTs. I don't remember what grain these are off the top of my head. I actually have to go out and shoot some of this ammo because I should probably replace it. You should really replace carry ammo like at least once a year. I know it's expensive, but it's good because if you are constantly removing one from the chamber and putting it back in, you can actually seat the bullet a little bit closer into the casing, and that can cause malfunctions and not good stuff in the future. So there we go. You guys have asked about that, and it never changes, which is why I don't talk about it, and YouTube hates when I talk about that stuff, but hopefully that scratched an itch for you guys. A lot of people are curious about my other channel, Sunday Gun Day, and where that has gone. I don't think I really need to make a video explaining why I don't upload over there anymore, but if there are enough people who really can't put all of the pieces together, maybe I can bring you guys a video on why that happened. It's not away completely. The channel still exists. I just don't upload to it anymore. I could upload to it under some certain circumstances, but I don't plan on doing that anytime soon because this year is a very busy one for me. So that is all for this quick EDC update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Drop some comments down below for some gear recommendations that you want to see me try out. For April, I've got a new wallet. I've got a new knife, which should be on its way, maybe. And now that we're getting into like the spring and summertime, I'm probably gonna throw a bag into the mix to kind of keep everything secure as I'm bouncing around between my vehicles. So that's just a little bit of a preview of what's to come. That's all that I got for today. So if you guys are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.